Hey there guys, welcome back to my LP run for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 for the NES. In this part we are going to be taking on Area 2. And an interesting fact about this game is that every time you enter a door, you will get either one of two randomly generated groups of enemies, which is either, in this case, it's either going to be the Bluefoot soldiers with the flies, or the chainsaw guys with the bug-looking enemies. They're like tan-colored, and it's easier actually to get through the first part, I think, with the Bluefoot soldiers. So if you want, you can exit the door and re-enter it until you get the enemy set that you want. For certain areas, there's a certain group that works a little bit better. So going through this section is a good opportunity for you to kind of get the feel for how the turtles respond. You'll probably notice right away that Leonardo and Donatello are significantly more useful than Michelangelo and Raphael, and that's an unfortunate thing in this game, is that we're not really going to be able to use Raphael and Michelangelo much, at least until they get a little further along, because their weapons are so short in their range and so weak that there's just really no reason to ever use them except to take damage. So being able to switch out the turtles is very nice, but for the most part we're only going to be using the same two turtles the whole way through. Donatello is by far the most useful turtle for this part, since most of these enemies require more than one hit to kill, so just use him for going through here. And then for this jump right here, you want to be at the very edge of that box before you attempt it. If you hit the top of the screen too early, which I did the first time, you're going to miss the jump. So be very careful with that jump. It's hard to make it. But if you pull it off just right and you get just close enough to the edge, you won't have a problem with that. Also, that little guy on the other side of the screen can sometimes knock you back after you land, so make sure you take him out. Either throw a boomerang or hit him or throw the stars at him or something, but make sure that you take that enemy out, because it's very easy for him to knock you off of the boxes. I've actually had that happen once before. And now we are outside and on top of the dam. Got a few foot soldiers here to kill. And we're going to be jumping into the water to take out those bombs. So we're now at the dam, which is really not that bad if you know where to go, but if it's your first time playing this game, or even your first few times, it can be a little bit challenging. When I first started playing this game, I was about 4 years old, and I think I made it to the dam pretty early on, but I could never beat it at that age. It was just way too hard. But really, it's not too bad. There's just a few things you need to look out for. The first thing to be aware of is that there are electric traps underneath the water. They go in a on-off pattern. And then you have like this seaweed at the bottom of the screen that whenever you get really close to the bottom, it'll actually pull you in, and it captures the turtle that way. So that stuff is nasty, and make sure that you stay way away from that. So this is the part right here that everybody hates. to start off with, you have to make it through 2 of these electric currents to get to the bomb, and the screen actually kind of pulls you back as you're going through it, so you really have to be very, very quick getting through there. And now we're moving on to the really hard part, which is this electric coral, which is all over the screen. Just do the best that you can to follow the pattern around and away from it, and hopefully you can make it through there without taking too much damage. It helps to move a lot, like, you know, keep the turtle swimming a lot going through there, and just get through it as fast as possible. One last thing that I'm going to point out here is make sure that you don't lose a turtle to the bomb, because if the bombs go off, then you automatically get a game over. If you do lose a turtle down here, hopefully that won't happen, but if you do lose one, you can get them back in the next level. So let's try to make sure that we get through with a full party. And then for this last part, just avoid the seaweed at the bottom. Once you get past that, time your movement right so you don't get hit by the lightning, disable the bomb, and just like that, we have completed the dam. The next part, we're going to be moving on to Area 3. Now, my understanding is that this scene is actually in the comics, and that the movie and the game both took this scene where the Foot Clan kidnapped Splinter and then just put it in their storyline for, you know, like the movie and the video game. And that's one of the interesting things about this game, is that it really doesn't follow the cartoon series as much as it follows the comics, or at least it definitely has a tie-in with the comics. And I think that probably explains why Krang was not in this game. So for Area 3, we get the Turtle Van, which is a very useful vehicle. It absolutely destroys those foot soldier guys. You can run over them, which is nice, and nothing quite as satisfying as that. And then it also destroys those Foot Clan vehicles with, I think, 4 or 5 bullets. So it's a really useful weapon to have, but it does take the it uses the same health bar as the turtles, so if you get damaged with the Turtle Van, that damage will stay with you. It doesn't have its own independent health bar, which kind of sucks. And in this building you can collect the missiles that you'll need for progressing further in this level, but we're going to be doing that in the next part. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my Ultimate LP of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 for the NES. I will see you next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.